Damn, that's what sexual empowerment has led to. Transactional nature between relationships. Literally. We even call them situationships now. aka prostitutes on retainer. You could just say that, dude.
My channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about the rise of lonely single men and the rise of sexless men. But instead of just me talking about it, since I've already covered this pretty in depth on my channel, I wanted to bring other girls on and get their opinion, what they think's going on, if they think women play any type of role in this. So I'm sitting down with 7 girls today, and we're going to be talking all about it. Let's get into it. So studies are showing that there's a decrease in men having sex. So 1/3 of men under the age of 30 are sexless, and there's also a rise in lonely single men. If you had to guess, why do you think this is the case?
I think dating is a lot different than it was back then, especially with social media and everything that's going on. I think men also these days too are sometimes more afraid to talk to women than they used to, I guess. But I don't know. I
gotta turn on the NPC music. We're just afraid to talk to women, boys, for no reason whatsoever. Girl power is just so intimidating, you know? It's not retroactive consent. No. It's not false accusations. Pence rule. Nah, it's none of that, boys. Girl power. Too much.
I was just talking to a friend about this. I think just dating in general has completely shifted. It's harder now. It's a lot harder to have genuine connections or even people you want to hook up with, like with Tinder and Bumble and all that stuff. So that would be my answer.
I really think it's because women stopped caring about douchebags. I know that's not the best word to use, but guys that don't put in effort and don't
Bruh, I can't see because these glasses are polarized.
Emotional damage.
Douchebags. Bring her back.
douchebags. I know that's not the best word to use, but guys that don't put in effort and don't care and don't want to actually value women for who they are gonna be lonely because women are becoming a lot more independent and they're becoming a lot more confident in being themselves, that they don't need no man.
Damn, they don't need no man. She got sold on the femme Kool-Aid, boys. Do you hear her repeating the talking points? Oh my God, word for word. She's got the pamphlet memorized and everything.
So I find that rise probably comes from those guys that don't want to put in that extra effort and actually put their pride aside and make a woman feel loved.
Damn, that one is so jaded, dude. It's always your fault, boys. Remember that. You are the douchebag. You don't care enough about women. It's your fault. What's Ashley got to say about this?
I feel like a lot of it might have to do with maybe like working remote, since we're also I feel like I'm at home a lot more than like I ever was before, and like since I work remote personally, like not going out and meeting as many people like through like work friends or like going out as much, I feel like people just aren't interacting as much as like they used to be on the day-to-day. Like
we have to swap
physically.
glasses.
People are just like messaging on Snapchat.
Gotta bring out the
and
big
Instagram.
boys.
So less like in-person human interaction, and everything's kind of moving towards being online.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then I also feel like women are just being more selective over like how they want to be treated and how.
Bruh. Women being more select about how they want to be treated today? Makes no sense. They're complaining about men ain't shit. Come on. Straight L's. Guys won't commit to me. I keep getting pumped and dumped. What is she on? Doc Hancock, thanks so much. I watched this earlier, L Women. Thanks for the 10, brother. I cannot believe the conversations they're having, man. I need to go. I live by a college town. I need to just go pull like 10 girls and just do street interviews, man. It's like instant viral.
how like with social media, I feel like it's so easy to compare like what other relationships, like what they're doing, like what kind of experiences like a couple's going through, like, oh, they're on this nice like luxurious vacation, and like this man doesn't want to like take me on that, so like screw him or something.
There you go, dude. NPC thinking right there. Becca's man took her to the Maldives. And like, Tim, why don't you do that for me too? You're not a real man. That's what they believe today. If you don't do what the multimillionaire dude's doing to his girl on your girl's social media page with her whole friends, you're less of a man. You don't deserve me. I can get pumped and dumped by a millionaire too. See ya, Ted.
In a way.
So first and foremost, I would say pornography has something to do with it, because it's so easily accessible that men don't really have to like put in the effort to go out and seek a mate when they...
Bruh, so this one says that we've replaced women with pornography. The excuses that just roll off their heads, it's incredible. Now, because of porn, is the reason men don't talk to women, and dating is so messed up. So it's men's consumption of adult entertainment in which women participate in and benefit from and make money off of. Still men's fault. All right. Okay.
They can just like do it at the comfort of their space. I would say another reason is just the work and personal life balance. People are obviously too ambitious now, which is a great thing, but to like keep up with the economy and...
Mason, thank you so much, brother, for the 5. We're more selective now as they all got double-digit body counts. That's really true. Oh my God. Hookups on steroids today, essentially. That's what dating culture is.
The demanding lifestyle, it's kind of...
Did you hear that? The demanding lifestyle, aka keeping up with the Joneses, aka NPC mentality. That's where we're at. Gotta fix my Eastern European hat, boys. NPC mentality right there. We need the newest cars. We need the biggest houses. We need the nicest purses, the nicest shoes. We gotta keep up with the next chick, our BFF, and whatever her beta soy boy boyfriend's doing for her. Tremendous. Tremendous. Where's my new button here? Hold on. Not that one. We got another one. Hold on.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
kind of hard to maintain a nice work and personal life balance, and men don't really see the worth in going out to find a potential mate. They would just rather spend that energy on working towards their goals and ambitions.
Yeah, because most women are on the independent boss babe mentality stuff now, and they don't value men. I don't need no man is the catchphrase for women today, for strong boss babes. Come on, dude. So yes, when you tell a man he's evil, when you demonize masculinity and manhood and men ain't shit and they're not needed, of course, dude, they're going to just say, well, I'm good then. I'm going to just focus on work. I'm going to focus on my career, my hobbies, my own ambitions, and I'm not settling. Why would I? You don't even want a family. You think marriage is emotional labor. What's the point of trying with somebody like that? You have no traditional bone in your body. You don't want to raise kids. You want to ship them off to daycare so we can spend an extra $2,000-$3,000 a month on strangers raising their own kids. Cool, dude. Let me bust my ass as a man working 9 to 5 or whatever, 12-hour shifts, so I can ship my kids off to some strangers because my woman don't want to do it. Sick. Let me get down on one knee, get married to such a woman, and then get boned by the government when she decides to leave at her behest because, oh my God, she's incentivized financially. Big Daddy government will come and step in and take care of her. What a joke, dude. The excuses they make just as fast as their STDs. Elaine Schroeder, thank you. Can't keep that up on YouTube, unfortunately.
So just like a busy working life.
Clueless bots.
Incels? Reddit? 4chan?
Incels, Reddit, 4chan. You heard it. You heard it. Now we're name dropping. Incels. Men are losers.
I think it's largely a them problem, would be my guess.
I think, I don't know. I feel like post-pandemic, people don't like interact with each other as much.
Factory responses.
This is kind of off topic, but like when I used to walk down the street, I always be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Or like, hello to people, you know, and just like talk to people. And I feel like now that's not really happening. I think people are more drawn into themselves. And I don't know why it's still like that. I think the internet too, obviously there's a community for this. I feel like people are kind of
Thanks, Doc. She made a new video today. Please react to it. Dude, I have like 7 of her videos. You see all these tabs up here? Boys, I get shit on in the comments because of my tabs. All these are supposed to be things we're covering on the stream. We got a lot of catching up to do, boys. I've been out for 2 weeks with COVID. And yes, I have a supercomputer. I can handle all these tabs. Stop hating.
getting more.
Watch my computer crash now that I just said that. That would be some karmic justice right there.
Hateful? I don't know. It's just, things are changing. I think people need to open up more. If it's a choice, that's fine.
What the fuck is she saying?
I don't think everyone needs to have a super high
Or
sex
brains,
drive.
bro.
I personally don't have a super high sex drive, so if someone's not super sexually active, does not matter to me at all.
Get her off.
But it's hard. Is it by choice? Is
Get
that
her
what we're speaking
off,
of, or
bro.
just-
Her brain is
I think
not
a lot
working.
of it is by choice. Some other, I can just give you some other reasons why. Social media definitely is one of them, I think. Porn, I think, is also one of them. Young marriage on the decline. People are waiting until they're a little bit older to get married. Also, what you said about interacting with people on the
Get
street,
her
I think a
off.
lot of
Why are you
men
explaining to her your own
becoming
question?
Hesitant and scared to approach women, just in general. You know, you see all these videos online of women posting when men say hi to them and they're repulsed by it, or they get really upset. Like at the gym, if a guy approaches a girl at the gym, they get really upset. So I think there's a lot of things that are tying into this, but it's
I
interesting
don't have
to
the
hear,
air horn
like,
sound
from someone on
effect.
the outside that isn't so like doing this for work, like why you would think that this is happening.
Misogyny.
I feel like the internet also gives people unattainable ideas. And I wonder if these statistics
Her
are coming
brains,
out just
bro.
because more people are saying that they are not sexually active because of the internet. Like, I wonder if it's always been like this.
She needs some
But
lines,
now people are really banding together and being like, yeah. Obviously, we're living in a time as well where you don't have to get married and have kids by the time you're 24. So that's off.
Can we cut her
I'm not
off?
really sure.
Well, I think there's a rise
Thank
in
God.
celibacy among women that I've noticed on social media. So I think that would relate to why more men are going sexless. And then also people are just becoming more comfortable with being alone, probably because of the pandemic, which isn't a bad thing. But I mean, human connection is also a good thing. In terms of loneliness, I don't know, maybe we're just like missing that connection that there once was, and there's so many more higher standards now for men and women and just relationships in general. And I think the factors just go like back and forth. So maybe a woman like has not been happy with how she's been treated, or doesn't feel empowered by hookup culture, so then she just
Empowered, eh?
becomes celibate. So then the man or men are experiencing like less sex in their lives, and then I don't know, it just keeps going like back and forth on the effect of one another.
Do you think that it's all men to blame, or do you think that women play a role in this as well?
Not her
Because there
again.
are a lot of single women.
Yeah. I don't think it's all
Her
men to
brain.
blame. I just think people are not as good with interacting with each other these days, and they'll go on Tinder or something, to look for a hookup, but that's so much different and harder to connect with people than like back when you would just meet someone, which I'm not saying you have to just go meet someone on the street, especially because now with the media and stuff, you're scared to meet people in person. Or, like just some guy next to you. You don't want to go home with them because they could be a serial killer and
There
this
it is.
and that. But yeah, I just think as a society and collective, like we're not as open to each other anymore. So it is harder to date probably right now.
Did she ever ask herself the question, why aren't people closer to each other like they used to be? What happened between male-female dynamics? What idea got propagated since the 50s, 60s, 70s came into power is now the, quote, gynocracy? What do you think that idea did to things that were, quote, traditionally masculine? Now that they've relabeled them toxic masculinity. I don't know. Catcalling. Demonized. Only Chad's allowed to do it. But if you catcall me, I'm sending your ass to jail. That's assault. Come on, guys. Walking up to me and tell me I'm beautiful? What are you, patriarchal pig? I'm more than a body. I'm more than my looks. While they're essentially showing you their entire body, but a sliver of their nipple covered. Okay. Makes total sense. Tremendous. What could have happened in society, boys, that made men scared to talk to women? Especially average men, we'll say that. Seeing miracles. Thank you so much for the 10. Glad to catch you live again today. As a woman, I really enjoy your content and share it often. Keep up the great work, Bo. Thank you. I love it when we have female viewers. Shows a bit of balance. The rest are really robot NPCs that parrot what this blonde is parroting, word for word. Yeah, false charges, dude.
Now, if a guy is sexless, though, I don't feel like they should feel bad about it. I think that pressure also really kills things in the mood for guys, like when you're so worried about it and feeling maybe emasculated or something like that. That can be really tough, but
super tough.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think
it's her again.
A woman kind of like myself that is independent, hardworking, and knows what she wants, not necessarily plays a game, but keeps her options open and wants to find somebody that truly values her. So I definitely think
Emotional damage.
This one is damaged beyond belief, dude. You can see it in her face. The seething rage at men. She got played on the streets hard as a strong, independent woman with a job and don't need no man. I'm just going to find someone who values me for me. Repeat. End line. It's like they're reading off the goddamn teleprompter, man. It's insane.
In it because they could be on some games.
Oh, I feel like it really is your preference. Like if a height's a total deal breaker, then and you're not going to be comfortable like with somebody that's shorter than you, then you shouldn't go after that, But I think like it definitely is valid for whatever is like holding someone back from being in a relationship with somebody. I think it's definitely like valid reasons.
Personally, I would say women have lower standards than if you would go back in time and look at how high the expectations were from...
The interview got canceled. We're rescheduling to another day. Mans was working. Doing man shit.
Men to provide for women and take care of women. I feel like feminism has
Guys, hit that like button on the stream if you haven't. And join Locals. Become a member right now. We got exclusive episodes coming up.
Brought women to a point where they're able to take care of themselves. So maybe it has something to do with women being self-sufficient and not needing a man in their life to provide for them, and therefore not having the need to have sexual relationships with men. So I think it's definitely just our progressive society and not having the need to rely on men for anything.
Yeah, I think there's unrealistic standards going around, and I think it's partially because of social media, and it's so easy to get caught up on social media when really, like, who knows what percent of actual social media is real. Like, you could see someone that you know or someone that you don't even know, you just follow on social media, you know, her man that she's with flies her out, buys her this gift, but maybe he bought her that gift because she caught him cheating. Like, you just really can't compare, but it's really hard not to compare, not to focus in on somebody else's life or social media.
You see the dangers of social media, and you see how it's so intertwined in a woman's life. She bases her value off her timeline on Instagram. What she sees happening to her friends or some hot chicks on Instagram, and she goes, I wish that was my life. How can I live a life like that where I get flown out, taken care of, catered to by rich men? Oh, yeah. Let me start a seeking arrangement account and become a sugar baby. All my other friends are doing it. And look at that. This chick, got something from this guy. Oh, my God. He bought her a $500 bag while he smashed her guts out. Done dizzle. That guy just gave her worthless fucking paper, and she traded her body for it. Straight up winning, right? Damn, that's what sexual empowerment has led to. Transactional nature between relationships. Literally. We even call them situationships now. aka prostitutes on retainer. You could just say that, dude.
Media and compare it to your own.
Yeah, I'm probably. I mean, there's probably something that women as a whole, not everybody, but generally do that is discouraging for certain people.
Yes, you said men are like more afraid to approach women. Obviously men play a role in that, but do you think women play a role in the kind of issues that are arising with dating as well?
Yes, but see, I was raised, my parents have like, always said, you should let the men approach you, or the men should make the first move. And that's just how I was kind of raised. And I know a lot of people, I'm not saying that's for everybody, because a lot of times girls make the first move, and I'm like, that's freaking awesome. But
no, they don't. Most of the times they don't, actually. And it's seen as unattractive if you're not the one making the move first. You're too much of a pussy, as they call it.
Just for me personally, it's not comfortable for me. So, yeah, I hope that answered.
But do you think, like, a lot of women will get mad when men approach them? They're like, I don't want to be approached. Like, that kind of phenomenon? Like, men are genuinely afraid because of what women, like, post online about them? Like,
yes, I think that's a huge thing. That's a very big thing. I've actually even, some of my guy friends have been afraid to approach ladies because of that situation, because they're afraid that women are going to label them as a pig or something like that. I find it flattering if a man approaches me, and just the fact that he had the confidence to do.
The problem is the sisterhood doesn't. There's a bunch of your girly friends that would scream down a man's head if he ever approached them. Most of the time because they don't find him attractive, and it's disgusting. And how dare you, beta average male, ever think you can get me? Harassment. It happens, dude. I'm telling you. The Pence rule is a thing for a reason.
Do so. But yeah.
What do you think that men can do to make themselves a better candidate in the dating market?
Bruh. I think being respectful is the biggest thing. For myself, I'm just a young woman in her early 20s, so a lot of the guys that are in my dating pool don't even know how to, make a woman feel special, like it's just for them. I see them turning their heads when we're walking on a date together, and that just makes me feel like they're looking for options and things of that nature. So I think if a guy was trying to impress a woman or, change certain habits about himself, making a woman feel heard and respected about whatever the topic may be goes a very long way.
I would say
Translate. Make me feel special. Translation over.
the first step is to stop feeling sorry for yourself, because just like you're not attracted to everybody, not everyone's going to be attracted to you. That's just human nature.
That's a good one.
I guess it's different for everyone. I don't know who these sexless men are.
Of course she doesn't know because they're invisible. Translation. I don't talk to below average men. I don't talk to the invisible class. If you're not a Chad, you don't exist in my world. I don't open your DMs. I don't answer your messages. And I don't let you approach me. And when you do, I blow you off. She never interacts with average men, ever. Her eyeballs are just on Chad. That's it. And if she goes to the gym, all she sees is the hottest 2-3 guys in the gym. All the other men, invisible, disgusting creatures, don't talk to me. It's really what it is, dude. Wasted genetic potential in her eyes. That's how she sees it. If she can't extract money out of them, get out of here.
But for a lot of them, it could just be as simple as, I don't know, work harder on yourself, or where are the pieces that you're missing. And if you're insecure about not having the best job, why don't you look into changing careers? Or if you're insecure about how you look, go to the gym. I don't know. Or just love yourself. I'm sure. I don't know how to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, you never had to, because, hey, you got gifted the ability to choose. Your value is innate. What she's really trying to say is just up your value, boys. Simply put in womanese. Why don't you just be better? That's what she's saying, essentially. Which is true. There's no other option than just be better. That's all it is.
It's not easy to fight insecurities, but therapy.
Stop going to the bars every weekend, Friday to Sunday. It's unattractive when you're wasted with your buddies, and in this day and age, everybody thinks, the boys, let's get drunk, Sunday beers, Saturday beers. It's so not cute. So I don't know.
Guess what her boyfriend used to do on Sundays with the boys?
Of course, going out is nice, but to be sitting in a bar all day, every day is just, it's a no-go for me, so.
Have confidence, which is easier said than done, obviously. I think when you're looking for someone, like you're looking for a relationship, you're probably not going to end up in a great one. I think if you're just like, I need love, I need this, I need that, you're not going to end up happy. It has to start here. But obviously everyone wants to be with someone, so.
She's probably the reason that video went viral, because it's such a fucking headache to listen to her. Doc Hancock, thanks, brother. Screw off, go work harder, LL, just get away from me. This one, it's got 2 brain cells, they're barely rubbing a spark.
So, going for people that it actually makes sense, the combination, and not just being like, I think people overlook people because they're like, well, I want a girl that looks like that though, and maybe that's not going to be your thing at the moment. So just not putting too much pressure on yourself and going.
This can't be real, right? Like, wow. Imagine sitting across from her at the dinner table trying to have a conversation, and you're just in a word salad for every response with 10-second pauses in between.
I don't know. I feel like it's not a bad thing to not be in a relationship or sleeping with people at all times. I think it can be a really good thing. So the obsession with that I don't know, I think it just hurts people.
Yeah, I think it puts a lot of pressure on guys too. And then when you hear things come out like the rise of lonely men, well, just because someone's single doesn't mean they're lonely. But it's automatically.
Boys, if you got links to better sounds or more for the soundboard, email me, please. I need to add a ton more.
We kind of assume
We're running out of sounds for people like this.
that they are.
I would say just pick up on like the way that she's communicating with you. Like if you're reaching out to a girl and she's constantly like busy, or she's not putting in like any effort into meeting up with you, like don't spend so much time like pursuing that girl and start looking in other areas, because I feel like sometimes people have a tough time like picking up on those mixed signals, maybe through like text message. Like if it's mixed signals, I feel like that's all you need to know to just like move past that. Like if it's not easy and not great, like now I sound like I'm like saying like, oh, like, she needs to be easy. Like that's not what I mean. Like I feel like if
So you're basically saying like don't chase women that
no,
don't
I
want
think
you
you
back.
need to like put in effort, like definitely put in some type of effort and show that.
Dark Skyro, thanks so much for the 5, brother. Oh, man can drink out with the boys, but women can go out and drink with the girls and do the same stuff. Yeah, and they're empowered to. And if you try to tell them something, you get the typical answer of stop being insecure. Why are you insecure? I'm not going to do nothing. Ugh, you're so controlling. Red flags, boys. If you ever hear that shit, just red flag. Any woman that truly, deeply in love with you does not dare to go out with her girlfriends. She'd rather spend every waking minute with you. That's what real love looks like from a woman. She does not give a fuck about going out with her girlfriends to a club so other men can attempt to talk to her. The only women that like to go out to clubs and have men attempt to talk to them are women that are out there fishing for options. That's it. The sad part is, dude, today, because of how much emotional damage there is in the dating pool, most men will not experience real love from a woman ever. Because most of the people in the dating pool that happen to be women also are too broken to love whatsoever. And they will tell you and parrot stupid shit like, I'm going out with my girlfriends, and if you tell me I can't go, you're insecure, causes a fight. She goes out with her girlfriends anyway, and then slips on a Chad's meat stick. And that's your ass.
You care, but like if you're completely getting like oh, I can't tonight, like maybe like next week or something, like over and over again, to the point where you're just putting in all your like time into one. I don't know how to put this.
Like knowing when to walk away, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like knowing when to walk away and like not putting so much time into somebody who doesn't seem that interested in you. You know, maybe it's time to explore other avenues.
Yeah.
Explore other avenues, other
man
chads.
Not seeming too desperate or too clingy is a big thing. So like women always think they can change a man, but I think a man always thinks he can change a woman's mind. Like
hit the like button, boys.
If I don't know, if she's giving you a lot of the signs that maybe she's not too interested, like just take the signs for as what they are. Or even if she's saying like, I don't feel romantic connection, but I'd like to still be friends, don't continue to be like, okay, yeah, I'll just be friends with you in hopes that she'll change her mind.
Oh,
you know, focus
it's hard to listen
your
to this.
energy on where it's best spent. Like, don't waste your time on women who don't fit your standards or aren't really the type you see yourself in a long-term relationship with. Spend that energy and time going for what you do want, and don't waste your time when you've been given the signal
Thanks,
that
Captain Patriarchy.
she doesn't want you.
What are traits that you...
Humans were never meant to have this many choices, 100%. It's the paradox of choice, dude. You're crippled by all the options you have and you can't make a decision.
look for specifically in a man? Like, what is your checklist?
I have a whole document. I like that, first of all,
rich.
with looks, I like that, like, Italian Greek
Tall,
look,
dark,
where they're,
handsome.
like, tan, have, like, dark hair, dark eyes. They're
Typical.
But you know, a lot of times with that look, when they're really good looking, they're not that great people. So I want someone who's a really good person, very loyal and honest and hardworking, but not too cocky.
She wants tall, dark, handsome Chad from Italy, essentially Mediterranean olive skin, that will treat her right. Because all the other ones she's met were not such good people.
Bruh.
And someone who has one of those hobbies that's like hands-on.
Monique knows what she wants. Okay. Would you be willing to compromise on the Italian Greek beautiful look for the other things?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like all of my ex-boyfriends are not people that physically I would describe as my type.
Okay, but you liked other things about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't just go out with them because they were willing to go out with me.
Traits that I look for in a guy. Honesty is a big one.
What the hell?
Smart, intelligent, funny. He's got to be funny. He's got to be easygoing. I like to mess around a lot. So, smart, funny, creative, for sure.
Okay.
Honest. We'll start there.
I would say definitely a good, like, stable job. It doesn't have to be anything like crazy. Like, even if you are just, as long as you're doing something and you have like a good work ethic and you're working towards something, like I don't expect someone to be like the VP of a company or something, but as long as you're
not a millionaire, but you got to be making a couple $100,000. You got to have something going on, right? You got to be able to take me out on a trip here and there. I mean, Becky's boyfriend can do that. Why can't you? That's the translation there.
working towards something. I think that that's very important to me. Being able to have like passions and hobbies, like things outside of what you do every day at work is very important. Like being able to have fun, like go out with me, like go to concerts, like
there it is.
You want to do things like try new restaurants. Like you're
you
not
see?
Like so much a homebody. I don't like sitting at home. I like being out. So that's important.
For me, I look for good communication skills. I think
Bruh, this one's looking for good communication skills. Perfect. Of course, this one's looking for good communication skills of all of them.
communication is everything in a relationship.
Irony here. She fails to see the irony here when she says that.
Also, friendship is more important to me than romance at the end of the day, because you can have passion and you can have a great sex.
Okay, that's
Nope.
full of shit.
Friendship is more important to me than romance at the
You see, do you see
Bruh.
the absolute bullshit that they spin to themselves to try to convince themselves why the guy that they're currently with is okay, and that they're trying to convince themselves that they didn't actually settle, that they made the right decision. Because she let a Chad slip away. So she can't admit that to herself. So what she's going to do next is convince herself the beta Bob she has is actually worth it, and he's actually a really good guy, and why she actually should like him. Essentially fighting her own inner reality of, I settled and I'm not really attracted to this guy like that. Thanks, Mason. I'm an average woman, but I want a perfect man. Oh yeah, and he's got to be all mine. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude, this one, that's so wild, man. They all have the same answer.
the end of the day, because you can have passion and you can have a great sex life or whatever, but if
you can't, if you don't have attraction to the guy and you're okay with friendship first, like that's not how women operate. She can't friend her way into being attracted to her, whatever you would even call that man, to her. He's like an orbiter, worse than. He's worse than a nice guy. And she's convincing herself against her own nature that this guy is actually worth it, dude. I'm going to learn to love him. Imagine getting in a relationship with a woman and she has to learn to love you. She wasn't attracted to you from the get-go. You were a safe option, and that's it. That's what she's saying here. I'm convincing myself that my safe option is actually worth it. And internally, I feel the friction that I don't want to have sex with him, but I know sex is important to guys. So I have to somehow convince myself, try to enjoy sex with a beta Bob that I'm not really into. He's no Chad like I've had in the past. But what other options do I have? I'm already 30, 35. What's next? Nothing. Lesser and lesser beta Bobs. That's it.
If we're fighting and we're not aligning mentally, it's
Horseshit speak.
You can find passion and good sex from a ton of people, but I think friendship and just really getting along here is the most important thing because that's rare. So that's what I look for: style, humor, getting along with my friends, being friendly, great manners, obviously. But yeah, I think the mental is really what matters to me the most.
I'm looking for a hardworking guy that's honest, loves his mom, really just takes care of himself, and has a little bit of like a boundary. You know, I like to get my way. I don't really like to be told no. I mean, what girl does? But stands up for himself and has his own boundaries and his own standards that matter to him. I think that's super attractive.
Translation: I want a masculine man that tells me what to do and doesn't let me walk all over him. I'm a spoiled little brat, and I like to demand things, and it's really hot when a guy tells me no and doesn't care about me and treats me like shit. The very men she told us in the very beginning, the men that treat me like shit are not worth it, are the very ones that she's attracted to.
Attractive for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about this a lot. So I have a very specific list. Values like health and wellness. Is a life learner, has a life learner mentality, so likes to learn new things and experience new things, but also likes like a daily routine to keep them in check. So whether it's like working out, the gym, spending time with family, friends, loyalty. I feel like that's a bare minimum thing, but it needs said these days. I don't know. I think the life learner mentality is the biggest thing because that kind of like creeps into all aspects of life, like career, hobbies, skills, ambition.
I'm a very personality-driven person, so empathy is very big for me, and self-awareness and social awareness and emotional intelligence are some things that I actively look out for while seeking a potential partner. But if you're all those things and you're ambitious and driven, then you're at a really good point in your life, and then I can like put in that trust within you to be able to achieve your dreams and goals. So it doesn't really matter where you...
So this one's basically saying this: look, as long as I could find a masculine man that's comfortable with himself and is worthy of submitting to, if he's proven that he's capable, then I would gladly be in my feminine nature and give him total control and support him and be nurturing. That's all she's saying. And this is really true for all women, most women. If you can just show that you're capable and that she can allow you to lead her, this is how it works. That's really what it is. If you show yourself capable and masculine and have her best interests at heart and make her feel comfortable, etc., and then you have all these qualities, dude, she will let you take the reins and you can make all the decisions and lead the household. But until you prove that you're that guy, she's going to fight you every step of the way. It's all a shit test. She has to fit test you to see if you're man enough for her to be okay with giving you her vulnerability. That's what it means to be a man. The truth, the brutal truth, most men today can't be trusted. Women can't trust most men today to give up control like that because most men hardly got their own lives sorted out. It's very rare for a woman today to meet a man that's got all the checkpoints that they're looking for. But they would all submit to, no matter what they say, the boss bay mentality, all this shit, that's on the backdrop of haven't been able to find a man who I can trust to give up power to like that and submit to. That's really what it is.
you are in life right now, like financially and professionally for me, what matters more is you have the drive to strive for more and be able to grow together.
Do you think that sometimes women have unrealistic standards for men?
Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely, like, there's probably some sort of, like, standard that women will have in their heads about how they want to be treated and stuff, and that might not always be realistic. But I definitely think it's a good thing. Like, it's beneficial that the standards are higher and, like, women aren't willing to settle, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Hit the like button, boys. Right now, everybody watching, go hit that like button. Help push the stream to more people. We are shadowed by YouTube. We're not appearing on everybody's accounts. And sign up to locals. Let me post it up right here. Take a second. Take a sip. This one just makes everybody's IQ drop. Okay. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody joined locals. Let's continue.
people always look baseline for looks, like you want to be attracted to someone. I have found being friends with someone first and then dating them has ended up in the best relationship I've ever been in, rather than just being like, oh, that person's hot. And then you ask all the other questions like, well, do we align morally, this, that, and you kind of find that out as you go. And I think the best way to go is really getting to know someone first. Obviously, you have to be attracted to them, but I feel like people see pictures or they'll watch TikTok.
YouTube didn't even notify me you started streaming, and then someone else wrote, it took a few minutes of scrolling before the live stream was shown. Yeah, guys, we're not being shown to anybody. I'm telling you right now, we got dinged on that video. They unjustly marked 18 and up. They age restricted it just because they can, just because that's how they enforce rules. So yeah, our channel's getting hidden from a lot of people, especially most that are not subbed. We don't get shown to new people very much. Yeah, only some of you are getting notified, but quite a few of you, check your subs too. You might get unsubscribed randomly. If you haven't, on that note, please join on locals. And if you missed the stream earlier today, they're doing the same thing to Fresh and Fit. Yeah, if you missed the stream earlier today, it's already up on Rumble, I think. The shirt she is wearing should be age restricted. Thanks, Captain.
TikToks and I don't know, see beautiful people and be like, I want that. I feel like also social media has kind of romanticized fighting with your partner, which
they only normalize that to women because they love dramatic shows. Look at 90 Day Fiance. Look at all those stupid drama shows that women engage in and constantly watch. All the new shows being created. All you see in the preview to every episode is some chick screaming loud as hell or yelling at her man or fighting with other women. That's what they're watching. That's what they're engaging in today. That's what social media is pushing on them. They think that's normal. They think it's cute to be a spoiled brat. They think it's cute to be a little baby and argue with your man and do the cold shoulder and try to gaslight and manipulate. They think that's cute. They think that's being a boss babe.
I don't know. Some of the things I see, I'm like, why are you together? I think people have an idea of what a relationship should look like. And everyone's different. You have to feel it out yourself.
I agree. I think women are definitely unrealistic because everybody makes mistakes and people will say dumb things. If you get to really know a person and know their true core values and what they stand for, and you're trying to build that firm relationship, little petty things that might matter at the beginning, long term may not really affect that. But being an unrealistic woman will absolutely, one, take away your opportunities, and two, just kind of close yourself off as a category. You know, you could be a bitch, you could be unrealistic, you could be sassy, unavailable, whatever the case may be, and I think you could set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, and I think it's also totally okay as a woman to have standards,
Yeah.
men.
Oh, yeah.
But you better be holding yourself to those standards too.
Right.
Right?
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing sometimes that women forget is, okay, well, you want this guy to be XYZ and do all of these things for you and treat you this certain way, but it's like you won't even text him back. So what's the real true playing field here? I think it definitely goes both ways.
I would say in today's time, women definitely have the ability to stay single for as long as they want, because it's obviously socially more acceptable to be that way. So I would say women definitely would be single for as long as they want until they find the right mate.
It's becoming more...
Stay single for as long as you want until you find the right mate. Except the part where you hit 35 and you gotta freeze eggs, and now in vitro is expensive as fuck, and then now you need a surrogate and you're paying $50,000 to $100,000 just to have a kid because you couldn't find a man in time, and the man you wanted picked someone that's 10 years younger than you. Yeah, take your time. Totally. Take your sweet time having fun, being single. Do not date or court with purpose whatsoever. You go, queen.
Popular now to go after, to really vocalize going after someone who is really wealthy, really good looking.
Wealthy, good looking. I mean, this is what she's looking for. She's got an NPC mentality. Her face is buried in her phone. You can tell she does very little thinking by herself. She's told and taught what to think on a daily basis, every hour, on the hour, and regurgitates that bullshit back onto whatever poor bastard takes her out on a date.
And is willing to treat you well, and I don't think that's necessarily a problem, but I think there's certainly a number of men who aren't willing to treat you as well and maybe don't look as good as, Zac Efron, and maybe don't have as much money, and instead of working towards that or trying to find someone that doesn't feel that way,
bro.
they lead to...
Guess who her ideal man is? Zac Efron. Can you imagine? See how shredded he was in Baywatch? That is the absolute stud for her. That's her dream man. Zac Efron. As rich, as famous, as ripped, as handsome. That's who she compares you to. Just know that.
Bashing women.
I think women set expectations way too high. Like a lot of the girls, he's got to be, a boss at his job. He's got to be making this type of money. He's got to be driving this type of car. I hear so many women these days saying they have to marry rich, and it's just so sad because, all of that money, the fame, whatever, that goes away. It's like what's in here. And women putting these standards on men, it makes them feel less confident to go out and start dating and doing those things.
Thanks so much, Eric, for the 5. Your shorts are epic. Appreciate it. My editor's a beast.
So I don't know. I just, again, for me personally, it's not about the money. You have to be hardworking. You have to be motivated. But, it's a journey. Life is a process, So that's my answer.
And then what do you think men are looking for in women?
I think it all comes down to just looking for that connection. So
I have to turn it on. I can't take it anymore.
I don't know. I've read and heard things that men want to feel wanted or needed, nurtured in a way. I don't know. I feel like most men are just big babies. It's not as deep as we think it is. So they just want to feel that connection with a woman and feel cared for, but maybe they get that feeling in different ways than women get from men.
A big one would be confidence, because a lot of women nowadays are insecure. So when they get in a relationship and a guy even says hi to another female, they freak out. Or I know a lot of females stalk their significant other's social medias.
No idea.
But if you're confident in your woman, you should know what you bring to the table, what you offer. And if he's not appreciating that, then he's not the one for you. So I think confidence is big. I think just respect is another huge one, because a lot of girls nowadays at the clubs, man, they're crazy. So
And she's saying that, by the way, because she has firsthand knowledge of the stories her girlfriends tell her about what goes on at the clubs with Chads, her girlfriend's nights outs that she's been to. Maybe she partook, maybe she didn't, but her crazy ass girlfriends, sure enough, got a ton of fun stories for her. Double teams, triple teams, trains. Oh man, heard it all. Trust me, getting passed around, dude, left and right. Chads run in packs, and they share their meat when they go out hunting. There's plenty to go around too.
Women with, confidence, good respect, good morals, good upbringing. I think those things are very important. I would hope that's what men are looking for.
Men are looking for it's different for every guy, but I would hope that they're just looking for, what women are looking for, like someone to hang out with, someone to get to know, someone to experience things with, and just like grow a relationship with.
For guys, I think that they want someone they can hang out with. Obviously, sex usually for men is a huge thing. Being chill, I think guys don't like confrontation and fights, obviously. I don't either. I know some people do, but being easygoing, I don't think guys like pressure also from girls. Like, I think guys really want to be the one kind of leading the whole relationship. So
good.
If a girl's giving too much, they get scared off at first. So yeah, I think that's a big one as well. Right? I think eagerness kind of turns guys off.
I feel like men are really hard on women these days just because
man, men are hard on women these days.
Oh hell no.
Come on, man.
Kind of turns guys off.
I feel like men are really hard on women these days just because we're expected to be all these things and wear all these different hats. We're expected to be these boss ladies, but also
nobody, literally no man expects you to be a boss babe. Not one man. No man cares how much you make, what college you went to, what your degree is. When men look at women to start families, to get married, how nurturing are you? How good are you with kids? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to clean? Can you home make? That's what men are asking. Women put these expectations on themselves. The fembot movement put these expectations on women, not men. Women say you got to be a girl boss. Women tell other women, don't get married, sis. Don't be a housewife. You're going to set us all back. Don't be submissive to your husband. Don't love your man. Don't cook for him. You're not a slave. You need to go out and work just like me. You need to go pay the tax man just like me. You need to go earn pennies on the dollar just like me. Go into traffic 9 to 5 every morning. Waste hours on your little journey to work to get yelled at by your boss in a company that doesn't give a shit about you and will cut you just like they're cutting thousands of jobs right now because of the downturn in the economy. Yeah, dude, women are doing that to other women.
Feminine, also really good in the kitchen, really good in the bed. So there are a lot of expectations on women from men to fulfill the role of the wifey material.
It depends what kind of man, but I think the person who I would look for probably wants a woman that has her own success and
clueless, dude, has her own success. The man I'm looking for, aka Zac Efron, aka Chad, is looking for a woman that has her own success. How could your Zac Efron wannabe boyfriend care about your success? The guy has to be loaded, rich like Zac Efron. She said it, dude. She wants a 6-figure man or higher, essentially. Why would that guy even care about your success?
I think a lot of men want a woman who takes care of herself, whether that's physically or mentally or really both. And feels like
that's just common sense. It works both ways. Yes, we both want to get with somebody that takes care of their body. We don't want somebody nasty that doesn't care, doesn't maintain their health and wellness. Come on. Daniel, thank you so much, brother. Why are these women so lazy by being one-sided out of everything? It's, you know, it's the nature of the dating process, sex in general. They get the suitors, and we're the ones that have to compete for them sexually. So in their world, they get to make the rules on the initial meet. So in their world, a man needs to have 10 million things in order on the front end just to get sex. But then they don't teach themselves on the back end the value they need to bring into a relationship. That's why it's so one-sided, because most women never make it to the back end. Most women never get the ring these days. Most women never manage to hold on to a man for longer than a few months, a year at most these days. They're all situationships. So all women see these days is the one-sided exchange of, I get to dictate what a man needs to have in order to have sex with me. But she never sees the other end where a man gets to dictate what she needs to have in order to get a ring, because she's never even getting to that level. She's just getting passed around in the so-called dating game, the hookup culture. Dude, it's wild. That's what's happening.
They have a purpose and isn't too dependent on a man.
Kind of the same thing. I mean,
You see? Don't need no man.
it's different. Back in the 50s, it was you stay at home, you take care of the kids, and that's what you do. And now they want independent, hardworking women. So I think
Who is they? Who is they want independent, hardworking women? You mean your college campus that taught you all these parroting points that you're spewing right now? Who is they? What soy boys is she dealing with that says, I want my woman to work and be strong and independent and not need me?
a lot of guys just want a down-to-earth girl that doesn't really play games, is not out there talking to 10, 15, 20 different guys, and
Thanks,
knows
Michael
what she's
Jackson.
looking for and doesn't have to go to the bars every single weekend just to feel better.
Alright guys, that is all I have for this video. If you like this style of video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.
All right, Courtney. Thank you.